Hi, I'm Allie Murphy, and I'm going to be talking about anxiety disorder. So, did you know that 40 million Americans are affected by anxiety disorder, which is about 18% of the population? And then, even more than that, about 25% of teenagers are affected by anxiety disorder, and even more than that, 30% of female teenagers have some type of anxiety disorder. So, I'm not a psychiatrist or a medical professional of any type, don't claim to be one, but I am a member of my school's PAL program where we mentor younger students, many of whom have some type of mental illness. So we need to make these signs and symptoms of anxiety disorder and other mental illnesses well known so that we as a society can treat them properly. So there are three types of anxiety disorder that are more common within teenagers. So firstly is general anxiety disorder, panic disorder, and obsessive compulsive disorder. So when people think about anxiety, they think about constant worrying, which is mainly seen in general anxiety disorder. General anxiety disorder affects both physical and mental well-being. Firstly, the excessive worrying. This can lead to, especially with teenagers, a need for constant reassurance. It can hinder decision making and make it extremely hard for people to make decisions because they are constantly overwhelmed by possible what-if situations. Not only does it affect decision making, it can also affect moods. So people with GAD, general anxiety disorder, are more likely to have depressive moods or irritable moods because of it. And then it can lead to troubles relaxing, troubles concentrating, academic problems, and also being highly self-critical. So on the other side, it can affect physical health, which the overthinking and restlessness can lead to lack of sleep, which leads to being tired, which in many teens is actually overlooked because teens are always tired, they need more sleep, they stay up late, but it can actually be a bigger problem. Not only does it affect sleep, it can lead to sweating, headaches, shakiness, and also digestive problems. So, general anxiety disorder affects physical and mental well-being both. The next part of anxiety disorder that I'm going to talk about is obsessive compulsive disorder. So obsessive compulsive disorder, or OCD, is just the repetitive thoughts or urges that hinder normal life. So first I'm going to be talking about the obsessive part of OCD, which is characterized by just bad thoughts. So it can be an overwhelming thought that a partner is cheating or that you have an illness. So these thoughts completely take over and you can't think of anything other than these thoughts. Or it can also be an over-awareness of natural functions. So you can be overly aware that you're breathing or blinking. So on the other side, I'm going to be talking about compulsive. So the compulsive part of OCD is just the actions, and these extremely affect livelihood. So it can be things like counting a number of items over and over, or repeating things a good number of times. So for example, you can have to lock your car 3 times or turn a doorknob 3 times. Even more than that, it can lead to avoiding situations altogether. So if someone has a overwhelming obsessive thought that they left the oven on, they just avoid going out at all because they need to stay home to make sure the oven is turned off. So OCD is a branch of anxiety that extremely hinders daily and normal life. Nextly, I'm going to talk about panic disorder, which also hinders daily life. Panic disorder is characterized by just panic attacks on a regular basis. So panic attacks are seen as just a sudden wave of fear. So for the physical part of panic disorder, it feels like someone's dying if they're having a panic attack. So it leads to shortness of breath, sweating, and possibly even convulsions. Many panic attacks only last about 30 minutes, but the fatigue can stop someone for the day. So that panic attack takes over their entire day. It's common in life to have about 1 or 2 panic attacks throughout your entire life, but if you have them on a normal basis, daily, weekly, monthly, then it could be seen as a bigger problem, like you have panic disorder. So panic disorder, to wrap that up, is just panic attacks that hinder you from living normally. which all three branches of anxiety disorder that I talked about do hinder livelihood. So we as a society need to make these symptoms known so that we can address and treat these problems in the correct manner. Anxiety disorder, like many other mental illnesses, is not completely taken seriously. So we need to fix that so we can lower and treat the 40 million Americans who do have some type of anxiety disorder.